Hi, and welcome to the February Manheim Township Fire Rescue Monthly Update. This month we're going to touch on some additional information, and we're glad to see you back. First, I want to touch on some personnel issues that have occurred in the last few weeks. We've taken some new volunteer members, and we want to bring everyone up to speed on that. Over the last 4 weeks, we have taken 2 new live-in members, one at our Nessville station, Station 207, where Alex Loveland has moved in as our newest live-in. Alex comes to us from Garden Spot Fire Rescue and spent some time in the United States Army, so we welcome him aboard at the Nessville station. At the Eden station, Station 204, we welcome Connor Ryan. Connor is an employee at Susquehanna Valley EMS and comes to us from the East Brandywine Fire Company in Chester County. We've also had 2 new duty crew members join the MTFR system over the last month. Kelly Morgan, riding at Station 204, who comes to us from the Reamstown Fire Company here in Lancaster County, and Kyle Lonenberger, who comes to us from the Brecknock Township Fire Company in Berks County, also riding as a duty crew member at Station 204. One other personnel issue that we want to touch on right away is the ongoing project of Who's Who in MTFR. Again, you should have received some information in early January from our administrative assistant, Kelly, on putting this book together. She's still looking for a lot of information for that. So again, we're asking you to complete the form and provide the information that Kelly's looking for, and you can provide that directly to Kelly via her email address. We have a couple items from Captain Bezick to touch on this month for training. The first is a reminder, 16-hour aircraft crash rescue coming up the second week of May. Again, that is a required class for the MTFR Level 2 grid, so we would encourage those personnel that don't have that to get signed up for that. Captain Bezick also started a new weekly training reminder. The training update, as he's referring to it, began earlier this week and will come out every Monday. There's some critical information coming out, some general update information, just some everyday topics that are going to be good for in-station training around the firehouse. So make sure that you're receiving that in your email every Monday. Again, that's coming out directly from Captain Bezick. February, March, again, as a reminder, sees us in our yearly hazmat ops period. Ops refresher being held at Station 207 beginning on 16 March, and that is 2 Monday nights. We do not yet have confirmed dates in the month of March for our yearly hazmat tech refresher. So those dates are still pending, and as soon as that's confirmed with the community college, we'll be able to provide those dates out to you. Also coming out in the next week or two are confirmed dates for the NFPA 1006 Core and Vehicle and Machine class that will be running here in the township, so those dates will be coming out fairly soon as well. One more training note, April the 18th, which is a Saturday, we will be participating with the county hazmat team on a hazmat exercise. We need to provide 1 6-person crew that day for an engine company. Sign-up sheet for that is posted in all 3 stations, so anybody can sign up. That is, preference will be given to those that are on the hazmat roster. If we don't get 6 people off the hazmat roster, we will take other qualified personnel for that event, and that again is Saturday, 18 April, so look for the sign-up sheet for that. Apparatus report for February, we have a couple items. The first is the implementation of a new repair tag process. You'll find over the next few days in all 3 stations these red repair tags. This project has come out from Deputy Chief Bory in conjunction with our fleet mechanic Lamar Souter. Hopefully this is going to give us a process to better identify broken and out of service equipment. There will be some additional guidance coming out on this, but you will find again these tags in every station. The tag should be attached to the item that is out of service, specifically portable equipment. There is a perforated tab at the bottom, and we request that that tab stay on. That will be removed by our personnel in order to track the repair of the item. But again, out of service equipment beginning in the next few days is going to need a red repair tag such as this one, so you can look for the additional information on that. Also going along with that is again a reminder that when we have out of service equipment or apparatus in particular, we need to receive an email on that. A text message or a telephone call or an email from one person to another is not going to accomplish the ability for us to be able to track apparatus issues. So again, mtfrfleet@manheimtownship.org is the email address to report those apparatus issues. It is absolutely critical that we receive that information at that email address every time, all the time. So please make sure, again, apparatus issues need to be reported to that email address. Diesel exhaust fluid, while we talk about that, there is an ongoing project along with the Public Works Department that we will have an on-site DEF tank at Public Works on Book Avenue. At this point in time, that system is not yet up and running, so we continue to replenish our DEF in our vehicles that require that fluid with our 2.5-gallon containers that we're buying individually. So please, when you're doing your apparatus logs, make sure that you're checking those DEF gauges in the apparatus and noting that in the logbook so that we can stay on top of that. Finally, you should have had an email that was sent out regarding the air brake button on the officer side of the blue structural engines. We've had several issues over the last month or so where inadvertently that mushroom is getting pushed in. Well, then when the driver gets in the driver's seat of the structural engine and tries to disengage the air brakes, they are not disengaging and the driver immediately thinks there's an issue with the vehicle. So again, we would caution those folks that are riding the officer's seat of the 4 structural engines. Please be wary of that. Try and keep things away from that. There is a guard over it. However, we have seen in some units where people are hanging pat tag rings, radio straps, or other things from that. We would please ask that we cease and desist from putting anything around that mushroom or the guard that's on there because it's beginning to cause some issues. So again, try and stay clear from that. If you are a driver operator and you get in the vehicle and it's not moving, that would be the #1 place you should look to try and diagnose that issue before we try and put the apparatus out of service. In closing this month, just a couple items under Chief comments. Regarding our contract with the county hazmat team, we did attend a meeting last week with the chief of the hazmat team and the county EMA director, and we will have a new written MOU coming out within the next few weeks that will govern our activities with the hazmat team. So for those that were asking, we are going to continue with a written agreement and we will continue to respond countywide and support the hazmat team. So again, a written MOU is in process and that relationship will continue to move forward. A couple comments here in the winter season. When we have snow and ice events, we have been coming around to the 3 stations during our daily duties and we've noticed more than several times the lack of cleanup going on around the stations. If we have a snow or ice event, it's very, very important that we get those entranceways into the buildings free and clear of snow and ice. Please keep in mind that all 3 of our stations are public buildings, and we have folks other than ourselves coming in and out of those buildings, so we need to make sure that they can do that safely. So again, please take those extra couple minutes to make sure that all doorways and entranceways around all the fire stations are clear of snow and ice. A note from Deputy Chief Bory, our fleet has been relicensed as a QRS service by the Pennsylvania Department of Health. So all the vehicles in our fleet have been relicensed and they were inspected just last week by a representative from DOH, so our license is good again for another 3 years. I'd like to caution on a moment on social media. We don't have a hard and fast policy here, and we typically allow our folks to use good judgment when they're posting on social media, whether it's a fire company page or a personal page. We would just caution, especially in the world of videos. What videos are being taken either in the firehouse, on the fire ground, or in some cases in fire apparatus while responding to calls. While we have not come out with a policy that specifically forbids that, we again are going to ask for caution and good sense to be used when videos are made and posted to social media. As we move forward with a rewrite of our SOG book, there will be a social media policy that will address things such as videos in fire apparatus, videos on the fire ground, and helmet cams. So there will be some additional information in the near future coming out. For today, we continue to ask for you to use good judgment and good common sense when you make and post those videos. Okay, and finally, just an update on the county radio system. Again, we are here at the end of February, and we have been notified by LCWC that within the next few days, the Motorola vendors should be released to begin programming portable radios. So it is our hope within perhaps the next 2 to 3 weeks, our Motorola portable radios will be programmed. As soon as that is completed, Phase 2 of radio training will begin with Captain Bezick, and a schedule will come out for all 3 stations and for personnel to be notified when that training will occur. And again, we will have multiple evening and multiple daytime training events for that Phase 2 radio training. As always, any questions, comments, concerns on anything going on in the MTFR system, we welcome feedback from you. You can reach out to us, phone, text message, email. Stop and see us at the office. We're always here to help and try and make your life in the MTFR system better. Until next month, stay safe and we'll see you soon.